So this song is actually on a CD that I did in the fall. It's called Time. And I had heard this singer, I don't know if you know of her, her name is Bonnie Dobson. She was popular a few years ago. And I just really liked the song she did and her style. And I was thinking about time at the time, so this song kind of came into be. Time has a grip on me. Time won't set me free. I'm looking for the real me. I keep looking, but I don't see. I don't know why I stayed so long, 'cause something went seriously wrong. Seriously wrong. Those days need to stay in the past, so better times they can last. Every time I get through this, time seems to be a hit or miss. I don't know why I stayed so long, 'cause something went seriously wrong. Seriously wrong. Have you ever looked at your life before, like it's an open and closing door, and you don't know which way to turn, and you feel like your heart will burn? I don't know why I stayed so long, 'cause something went seriously wrong. Seriously wrong. Ooh, no time, no time, no time. Thank you very much.
This next tune has a local flavor. It's a family tune, but whatever. It's a historical history, or it's a history of the Huron River, which I grew up in a different town which had a river, but the Huron has inspired me more. So it finally came to fruition with this song. It's called Along the Banks of the Huron. Long before the white man traveled up her winding stream, the nations called their trade route Koskootinongsabe, where deer, fox, and beaver lived in nature's harmony, with Wyandotte, Ojibwe, and the Potawatomi. When French explorer and fur trader De La Salle was lost, the southern Michigan bogs were their great challenge to cross. But they found a tangled river, took them to Lake Erie's blue. Like tribesmen they built and paddled birch bark canoes along the banks of the beautiful Huron. You'll give thanks for the river that you're on. You can walk many trails, in a canoe you will sail along the banks of the dreamy Huron. The decades grew in turmoil for the Huron Valley tribes. With guns and greed and strange disease, white settlers arrived. And men like Rumsey Allen and Woodruff were glory bound. The blocks of today's cities were built on sacred ground. As the tanneries and sawmills and the factories grew forth, the tribes saw the storm ahead and moved away up north. But civilization followed and took all at such a cost that by the 1960s the Huron was all but lost. Along the banks of the beautiful Huron, you'll give thanks for the river that you're on. You can walk many trails, in a kayak you will sail along the banks of the dreamy Huron. Today's clean water activism helps keep her from ruin, but there lies a growing threat beneath our homes and schools. When Honey Creek was poisoned by the devil Gelman fools, we still battle state courts over the dioxin plume. But the river's invitation gathers family and friends for picnics, games, or watching ducks swim around the bend. As summer's stream of kayaks and canoes goes floating by, from them or on the shore, hands are raised to say hi. Along the banks of the beautiful Huron, you'll give thanks for the river that you're on. You can walk many trails, in a canoe you will sail along the banks of the dreamy Huron, along the banks of the beautiful Huron. Thank you.
I live on a dirt road in Scioto Township, and this is my ode to the dirt road. And just yesterday I was talking to one of my neighbors who said that there is a plot of land that is sort of up a hill, up a rise, and kind of out of sight, where a lovely older lady named Gladys has lived for all of her life, all of her long life. And Gladys is getting on such that she needs to move into assisted living, and she's going to sell that multiple acres. I think it's 10 acres. So we're going to get some more development on Knight Road. And this song is about some of the development and the changes that have happened, but it's a song from the point of view of this guy who kind of likes it like it is. It's called The Dusty Side Road, and I would like to use it as an occasion to first recite a poem by one of my absolute favorites, Gerard Manley Hopkins. And I happened to go to an event on a college campus out west last week that celebrated Hopkins, so I've got Hopkins coming out of my ears. It's just one of my favorite poets, and he's got a great nature poem. It's the kind of the opposite of a dusty and dry side road. It's all about water and all about wet and all about the kind of wild that you might want to preserve on Knight Road or other kinds of semi-wild places. It's a poem about a little river, a little brook, a little stream, and he uses a Scottish word called a burn. So he's describing this burn. He says, this darksome burn, horseback brown, its roll rock high road roaring down, in fleece and in foam the coop of its comb flutes, and low to the lake falls home. A wind-puff bonnet of fawn froth turns and twindles over the broth of a pool so pitch black fell frowning, it rounds and rounds despair to drowning. Degged with dew, dappled with dew, are the groins of the braes that the brook treads through, wiry heathbacks, flitches of fern, and the bead bunny ash that sits o'er the burn. What would the world be, once bereft of wet and of wildness? Let them be left, oh, let them be left. Long live the weeds and the wilderness yet. I live on a dusty side road. Got shady passes through the trees, dampened down by rain or nightfall, blowing green at my ease. There's a wandering, watchful feeling, a vagabond in repose. That's how it goes on a dusty side road. It's not the same on asphalt or macadam. Concrete, hey, that's another state of mind. I'll take the hard pan and the gravel. I don't need a yellow line. The county crew will oil once a summer, grade the washboard once a blue moon, till it's ungodly smooth on my dusty side road. To get to my place, come out Liberty. Slow down when you see room to roam. And when I leave those peaceful places, dusty side roads call me home. Here's a graceful spreading twilight, the stars pan through like gold. Now the night wind's cold on my dusty side road. The last farmer split and sold his acreage. Now there's more houses and a lot more cars. I don't mind a little traffic, but the night lights dim the stars. The new neighbors believe in progress, like to think that it's a must. Hey, learn to love the dust on a dusty side road. Wandering in why-nots and weathers, I can't say how it comes up now, this dusty side road. Thank you.
I only got one, but it comes with a long lead-in. It's a poem by the Cotswold poet Frank Mansell, who died in '79 in late August. But if you look on his tombstone, it just says 1918 to 1970. So Frank would have been 100 this year. Since truth has become kind of a fluid thing, I'm willing to call today Frank's birthday. And say that Frank would have been 100 today. In this song, it's called "The Holy Brook," Frank, in his lifetime, was more known for being a cricket player. Eddie was talking about being on a cricket field, and he was a bowler for the Sheepscombe cricket team over in central England there, and he threw what they called a heavy ball, which in baseball terms would be, Jim? A fastball. A fastball. No wicked googlies, which would be a curveball. You come, you learn. But his day job was, for like 30 some odd years, was worked for the phone company. And so it wasn't unusual to hear Frank's voice coming up out of a hole or from on top of a pole doing his poetry or singing a song. He was kind of a character. This is my favorite of his poems, The Holy Brook. And Jim did this thing about World War II. This is a soldier that comes home from World War I as a ghost back to his town. Yeah, I can leave with that. He will not walk again by Seventide, nor see a distant silver in the sun. He will not dream again on Slat Hillside, above the inns where Cotswold lads have fun. He will not know again the joys of home, the loving welcome, the warmth of kin. He will not see the black-edged letter come to break the heart he was most cherished in. Then at the last he saw in memory the spire, the hill, the hamlet, and the wood. Wise old brooks of Cotswold ancestry came strutting by as if they understood. Through the fields where all the wild things grow, he saw the stream rise clean up from the clay. With the water felt his spirit flow out from the hills to where his longing lay. Dim remembered meadows cool with breeze, he felt the brook beneath him, heard it sing. Past unfrequented places, and from these some power bore him and his life took wing. He died at war, men forget his name. All that he was is vanished into night. The brook still flows, newborn and yet the same, out of the womb of Cotswold into the light. He died at war, men forget his name. All that he was is vanished into night. The brook still flows, newborn yet the same, out of the womb of Cotswold into the light. That's it.
Nathaniel Hawthorne wrote once, I don't remember which tale it was in, but that you stare into a fire like a campfire. The phrase he used was that a person, he's a man, but he meant a person. A man becomes inverted, meaning that there's a transformative thing that can happen when you intently delve into something. Staring into a fire was his example. I think that happens. I think people who come to events like this might agree, although the outside world's a different thing, that if you listen to a record or an album or a CD or a tape or whatever your preferred methodology is, but a body of work, a string of songs intended by the artist to make a statement or create a mood, that you're transformed by that if it's the right record or if it's the right artist and if you've brought your heart to the right place. And so each of you have those records that you don't even listen to. You crawl into them like a warm bath. They become a part of you. And that's true. There's a lot of records that's true for me because I'm obsessed with this stuff. But anyway, I tried to create the mood of slipping into the listening to a record. And for me, this record is Astral Weeks by Van Morrison. And the name of the song is Haunted Honey. And I need to choke up on the bat here to try to hit the vocal here. So it borrows a whole bunch of phrases from that album, which I guess is just stealing lyrics on one level. But more to the point, I'm trying to create as I sing it. I'm trying to feel internally what I feel when I listen to this record. So that's what I'm trying to communicate. The lyrics might be secondary. It's called Haunted Honey. The voice perfumes the air like haunted honey. Tenor languid mist like Shalimar. The atmosphere a mesmerizing study. Time stands still, you're not sure where you are. You venture in the slipstream while beside you the scent of Madame George obscures the pain. Well, on misty, moisty Cypress Avenue, the clicking, clacking echoes in the rain. A haunted honey voice narrates the tale as the ballerina spreads her wings anew. A sweet thing calling from the ancient veil. The slim, slow slider rides now into view. Young lovers seek to dance the night away. Railway carriage charms along the track. You'll never grow so old again, you say. Your childhood innocence comes flooding back. Again, like haunted honey, comes the voice. Could you find me? Would you kiss my eyes? To be born again is echoed as a choice. Far beyond the bridge of sighs. These astral weeks have neither start nor end. The haunted honey voice, eternal flame. A voyage upon which you can depend. You listen and are not again the same. The voice perfumes the air like haunted honey. Tenor languid mist like Shalimar. The atmosphere a mesmerizing study. Time stands still, you're not sure where you are. Time stands still. Thank you very much.